Hey everyone, Temporal here, and for this session we are reviewing a Diamond Genji. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that helps out quite a bit, and I really do appreciate it. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what rates look like, what sort of promos, special events we have going on, all that good stuff. Okay. So we're set up on Genji here. Soldiers are DPS to a partner, and you do have an Ana. Okay. Sure, reasonable poke. This is staying a little aggressive. Yeah, your ball's in play, but he sort of didn't really go in. So as we go here, you go here.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
You poke at this range, relatively safe, even with the Hanzo.
Flow like water.
Okay. And you're choosing to challenge the Hanzo at range. But your ball's going in. Fine. You keep the pressure on the Hanzo, not the Ana, who's the ball's challenging. Now a little on the Ana, but you stayed in hard there. Okay. You have to go get the health back. And you do walk back out into this. Like, your ball's out there. You wait for your ball, though. Wait for your ball. Okay. Sure.
I am victorious this time.
Why?
I am victorious this time, brother.
I'm not really convinced I wanted to dash into this yet. Fortunately, they're leaving, so you should be relatively safe. Yeah, again, you're up by enough that I suppose we're going to be okay with that dash, but I don't love it. So we dashed, now we don't have our dash, and we definitely weren't close to that Mercy elimination, and now we're just sort of playing without that. Okay. She's not really relevant, that's right, and now you just go right back and you put damage pressure right back on her. Okay, fine, she's leaving. Semitic asks for support Sombra. Works for me. Good, good hit there. It's fine, you have angles on him. You can just walk at him, you win. You can see all your team through there, not a big deal.
Observe the barrier. Hoi.
Sure. Get a touch of heals. Not getting a touch of heals, okay.
You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay.
I mean, he's real unhappy. If you put any damage pressure into him, he's real unhappy. Genji, or Winston's who take like any chip damage early can't really stage their dives. That was interesting. Probably don't drop into this. You're letting him buy in exchange for doing this. I don't think so. If we look at your comps, you're set up with the Soldier, they're set up with the Kree, you're both running the Mercy Ana. Yeah, you don't let this Winston in. You're actually happier to chip this Winston down, make him unhappy, so that he can't effectively hit the dive here. You've effectively allowed this team to go, hey, we want to potentially pincer. We want to potentially go in from up here and in from up here, and actually hit a meaningful dive with multiple angles. He really can't do that if you chip him. You're now potentially going to hit a pincer, but you're not really going to hit them with the same timing. Like, yes, you're going to hit them with the timing. They both mutually agreed to let each other pass, I suppose, Semitic. Like, you're going to get their backline in a timing. You know that it's a situation where you going in on their backline, unless it's, like, if you get the timing just as your team pushes, maybe, but he's going to go first, and I don't really want this timing where he goes first. I'll deal. Yeah, I want to take advantage of the poke differential. Okay. Sure. Kind of force them back there, okay. Sure. Dashing to safety with the health pack. We'll call that dive into the Ana Mercy acceptable because it worked. Okay.
My ultimate nano is ready to
My
deploy.
blade is ready to be unleashed.
Better. It's fine. Okay.
I am unstoppable.
For Genji first. Good.
I'm on fire.
Fine, you got the two that mattered. I just don't know why you dashed into this in the first place. Like, I want more. Why? Like, why give them a chance? You got the two that won the fight in the first place. Why are we now pushing ourselves into a situation where they can potentially flip this back? Your team's not going to keep up with you. You're not running a full dive composition. You don't really know the status of your balls, tether. Anna obviously has limits in how far she can follow. Soldier has limits in how far he can contribute. Sigma's not going to want to drop his high gun to do this. Like, why do we think this is a good idea? Flashbangs, rocks, sleeps, nades, like this just doesn't seem like a remotely good idea. Like, you're going for more here to try to get staggers because you feel like your team should be pushing them, but like your team can't push them. Like, you can go up a little bit. You can try to get a little bit more. If you create an opening, you can go, but the opening of them being down people isn't enough of an opening. Okay, good. That aim was not so good. So here you are. Yeah, I mean, she didn't walk back that far. Sure. Okay. I actually did expect you to turn right harder here to get up here rather than over here just because of the cross lane control it gives you, but that's okay. It also got your back out of their sightline faster. Because here, in theory, you were visible the whole way you were climbing to anyone that rounds this corner and shot, whereas here, you walk across a bigger open space, but then as soon as you're here, or as soon as you're here, you're safe as you're climbing, and Anna figures out whether she's going to heal you or not. He wants the Pog. You've seen that type of Genji feed before. Didn't end up being a feed, but it sure could have been. So we're over here. We don't have our angle. We're rotating. You're going for some pressure there. Okay. Well, that's gone. So here we go. What are we doing? Which are we doing? Are we pressuring down the Nano Blade? Or are we taking his backline in exchange? The unpocketed Ana. Yeah, I don't really want to have done this. Like, I look at this, and again, I wanted to be on the left. If I'm on the left, I actually had the easier time pre-spamming this if I wanted to.
Hello.
And now I can potentially go, hey, I'm going to throw at this Genji here like you do. I don't really know that I'd have gone with the spread, but I can live with the spread throw. I know Genjis like their spread throws. My next toss is probably at the Ana, but that's okay. Sure. And you just get to walk at Ana now. Nano just does something to their mind. I think it would be funny if at the end of this, Temporal just says, 1, don't play Genji. Oh, I'm not going to do that. Okay. Like, I don't... Yeah, that's better. You can't really have been throwing the spread down there. Sure. I mean, you just lose. Were you going for the Mercy here? Is that what was going on when you were chasing this? No, you were clearly after the Genji. I just don't think you have enough tools to take down the Nano Genji. Like, Your team has decided either she's going to save herself with a sleep. You're not going to eliminate the Nano Genji with a Mercy Pocket. So maybe you try to eliminate the Mercy, but I really think you're better off having gone, nah, as this is happening, I'm going to try to take your Ana back type thing. I'm going to try to take your McCree back. Like, we look at this, sure, whatever, goes in, yeah, and I'm going to walk over here, and I'm going to make your Ana unhappy. I'm going to keep pressure on her so that at least there's no further support, so that potentially I can find an opening. They're going to get mine, but I can potentially get it back. I don't know what you plan to do to stop this Genji from getting value.
I am ready.
Attacking pocketed Nano Genji doesn't seem smart. Yeah, that's where I am.
60 seconds remaining.
You got defeated by freedom.
I will not waste this chance. Yes!
Objective lost. Stop the pain.
Got you.
So, like, at one level, I get it. You feel like this is a dash to safety where you're going to get damage and it's safety because you can immediately peel out of the fight and you have a health back, and that's cool. But it doesn't really seem like the best safety to me. Maybe you think it's okay because you hear this. No, that's not even your flux going on. Why do you think you can do this dash?
I got you.
Sure. I've got no issue with you doing chip damage from up here. I don't know why you're dashing in. Like, I don't know what's causing you to dash in here. Are you thinking they won't be able to come fight you in here outside of line of sight of your team and beat you? Are you thinking that these guys who have line of sight at the outside of that aren't going to be able to support it? I don't know why you think this is a safe enough place to go. It's a little outside the fight, but, like, I'm not convinced that your team is heavy pushing back in here right now, and you're going pretty hard.
Helden sterben nicht.
Much better.
I forgot about you. Works for me. Okay. So now you're in this awkward situation of waiting for Valk to end and hoping they don't find you. They found you. Yeah. Okay. And now you have no cooldowns and are basically in the situation I wanted you to be in before. Except I wanted you to have your cooldowns. And have been able to, you know, poke some ult charge out of them during this time. Now you can push up. Yeah, there you go. Deny the res. No problem. Why are we chasing her? We didn't hit her enough to chase her. Great. Cool. I'm good. Soldier's got a nice crossfire going on. Their Genji's down. You're standing here denying the res. You can walk your way up here and hit a further cross angle. You can climb up here and hit a bigger cross angle. We can sort of dash across. Like, it's not the worst dash in the world if it actually puts us in here, though it does mean we're now, like, relying on our deflect to survive, relying on this health pack to survive. Like, this is a different off angle. I really did prefer this off angle to this one, and I don't really care that Mercy left. It's just sort of like, okay, so I'll continue to throw shurikens at her, or I'll throw shurikens at Sigma, or I'll go, nope, I don't like that McCree's there, so I'm going to throw shurikens like this. Like, okay. Sure, that came up right in time. And then you happen to beat him. Cool.
An excellent fight.
What are we dashing for? That makes sense. You're in an isolated duel, and now you know that your dash isn't resetting here. You can see that health pack's not available. I don't know what this dash is for. That's just wrong. That just doesn't make sense.
An excellent fight.
You should have been eliminated twice this fight so far. I mean, basically, yeah. And again, like, we forced ourselves into this fight. We forced ourselves over here because we thought we could get the Mercy, but we hadn't really meaningfully chipped the Mercy, so I don't know why. And then the other point you're referring to is, yeah, over here, where there wasn't really a reason, and we didn't get punished for this one, but our punishment was we probably missed out on a good 12% ult charge. When we did get back to here, we didn't have either of our cooldowns where we should have. That's what we looked at. But okay. You play as Gang SmackDown, that's what we do here.
My ultimate is charged.
Okay.
Attack with me.
Sure. That's not the best angle in the world, but I'll live with it. This is probably a more interesting angle. This is probably a more interesting angle, but this isn't terrible. Oh, you're just trying to play safe until your Ana gets nano. Okay, we can chip the ball a little. No. Sure. Good. Over here? We're nano blading over here? Is this a we don't trust her? Like, I'm kind of much more interested. I mean, she can still get you here. Okay. You're gonna be fighting a Genji and a ball here. I don't really feel like this works. Mostly because it doesn't. I can dash over here and do it. You're worried about is she not gonna get you. But I'm more interested in this fight over here than I am in this one here. We're not peeling with the blade. Okay. Good. He should have been removed ages ago, but we'll take it. You see your soldiers here. You see that your Sigma's here, and your ball's right behind you. Good. This time, diving deeper makes way more sense than the dive deep that you did over here after your nano blade. There's when you can see the signs that you have more support to get these daggers.
My spirit grows strong.
Oh, sorry, you don't have the ball anymore. You have the Orisa, their ball. Okay, still, I'll deal. What are you doing?
My spirit grows strong.
Okay. Just kind of in the middle of the lane. Sure. And now you're going to chip the ball from here, right? The nice easy ult charge? Okay. Balls and Winstons make okay targets, except at least when the ball is slow, because, hey, if you chip away their armor, they get very unhappy, and they're pretty big and good targets for you. Like, you're actually better at chipping away their armor in a lot of ways. It reduces your damage, obviously, less than it reduces, say, Tracer's damage, say, Soldier's damage, who you're playing with, but that's okay.
I am healed.
Okay, where's your angle? Let me rephrase that. Where's your cover? This is going to end and you're going to have to dash. Yeah, you basically put yourself in a situation where you had to use your dash there or risk getting eliminated. Like, I'm good with the deflect, but keep working your way left. You don't want you to deflect to end while you're working your way right. Now your deflect ends and you're here. You're not deflecting anymore, and it's still going to take you a good half second to get behind cover. It's, you know, we just kind of go, okay, popping deflect, and I'm leaving, and as my deflect ends, I'm behind cover. That sort of thing. Oh, that nano blade was just garbage? It's unexpected? Just wait? Okay. It looks like you were scared Ana wouldn't be able to reach you. That was what I thought was going on. I'm counting on high ground here? I see. Sure, you have the mercy, fine. Good. Sure. You can justify this as Genji. Well, not into the shift, but sure. This is conceptually correct. We would like to remove the Genji so that our visor can keep going. We don't really have a different angle than our team. Good. Sure.
Is almost ready.
Bad reaction time. Okay. Yep, that was good judgment that you could buy back into the fight there. Okay. What are you waiting here for? Why are you still here?
Schaden verstärkt.
我が心は竜の心。
Okay. It's gone. There's no one here. Is there anyone here for me to throw shurikens at? This is a nice long straightaway. I have deflect. I can afford to poke. I want my ult charge back.
I'm on fire.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Schaden verstärkt.
No. I don't want to poke on this same angle as my team. At least this is a little bit different. At least this lets me see out there. At least this lets me go, hey, it's a little bit of vertical differentiation. If someone had come out early like a tracer, you could have put a little on them, but okay. Okay. Oh, there's an art to this. So, I'm totally good if you go, hey, I want to get the ult charge, I want to hit the ball, I want to make sure that the ball can't dive. The Hanzo here is in a situation where you go, you don't like that he's taken the off angle. He's actually in the most aggressive position. He's in a more aggressive position than Ball. That might seem weird, but aggression in Overwatch has a lot to do with angles. Sometimes it has to do with distance, but it has a lot to do with angles. And he's at the meaningful differentiation from his team. He can potentially shoot around your shield, at least around the shield at you. So we look at this and go, hey, can I send some shurikens at him? Even if it's just one volley of shurikens at him to make him move, to put a little chip damage on him, to make him leave, to slow down this next fight, to give me more time to build my ult, that becomes worth it. Like a single volley of shurikens at him isn't going to get you as much ult charge as a volley of shurikens at this ball, but just the fact that it makes him leave, that it denies him the pick potential there, like what it's going to do slows down the fight. Similar to what taking the armor off of the ball does to slow the fight down here. But A, that's happened. B, I don't want this guy here potentially getting a pick. Jumping because he can. There you go. There you go. Just Genji things. Soldier, same thing. I want a little damage pressure on him. I don't know why we weren't willing to put damage pressure on them. Okay. Sure. Great. Could have noticed that your Sigma was there. You were unlikely to need this deflect.
I am ready.
Are you hoping to get shot here? I think you're hoping to get shot here. I don't think this is to protect you. I think this is you trying to get aggressive value out of your deflect, which I don't really think you need right here. Okay. I probably don't spend this. I probably want, I mean, I do want to recognize that your Sigma's here and just climb back up here and go, okay, fine. We'll go ahead and poke you again. And if I have to hop, if I have to take a step backwards to do that, throw shurikens and then walk up here. If I want to go, nope, we have the Sigma shield. That's enough. I can live with that. Thinking about it. There you go. Oh! That just makes it sad. But that's okay. Okay, this is outside the fight. You're up and
I
out.
am victorious this time.
Semitic says temporal. Nintendo just announced a Mario movie coming in 2022. Okay. Will this be a decent video game movie, or will we go back, or will it go to the box of shame we all try to forget about? You mean like the original Mario movie? I mean, we've had a pretty decent video game movie or two now. Like the Sonic video game movie was a reasonably good movie. It's not like, oh my goodness, this is a masterpiece. This is a fantastic movie, but like it wasn't a garbage movie, which like is good for video game movies. So maybe we've got the trend and it'll continue and be fine.
60
Hope
seconds
so.
remaining.
Don't know.
Triple kill.
Get out of my way or I'll run you over.
You should be at peace.
心は竜の心
Behind the barrier.
Enemy contact.
Do you mean the Detective Pikachu one, or is there a different one? Which do you mean there, Semitic? Okay, pressure on the soldier this time. We like it. And pressure on the Hanzo. Better. Sure.
30 seconds remaining.
So, like, this is happening. Yeah, you have your soldier holding the high ground angle. Okay. You playing core is fine.
30 seconds remaining.
Okay. Why is that a spread rather than triple? Like, just aim. And I don't mean that as some, like, oh, you can't aim so terrible, but, like,
30 seconds remaining.
just okay, I'll deal with the spread. I can't dash through this. I totally get that it's juicy. You expect that you're going to get the Hanzo there. He's not weak enough, but like... Here you are. Oh, he turned and looked at you. Okay. Temporal, learn how to aim. Great coaching. Eye roll. I mean... Genjis sometimes get a little too reliant on their right click and just like, we're right clicking, rather than being willing to go for the, okay, well, let's actually aim the triple shuriken. We're sort of thinking about each shuriken a little more precisely. Yeah, it takes a little longer to deploy, but there's some range stuff to go there. But I thank you for the 199 super chat, Adam. Thank you. The other Mario movies are bad, very bad. Yeah. Okay, so you were talking Detective Pikachu. Yeah, it was fine. Predictable, fine, exactly. You're practicing your tank spam? Okay, I see. So you dash on through. You dash not into an amazing spot. Like, we actually liked the spot you were more. It is a lot of group damage, but the Hanzo has turned to look at you, so we'll live. Okay. Great. Why are we dropping again? Good. We have our nice angle. We can sustain it. We can pump shurikens into Sigma from right here. We're pumping shuriken damage into Sigma, and we're threatening these guys, making it hard for them to push in. Because there's a Genji right here who's going to spam them from an angle that they can't see until they push in. Cool. I like it. What? Why are we dropping? What are we doing? No, now these things can shoot you. We don't like this. You could shoot the Sigma from here. You could keep these guys out. Why are we opening this angle?
10 seconds remaining.
Now you're gonna dash. No, you deflect first. Okay.
Double kill.
Like, it's cool that we got them, but we took more risk than made sense to take there, given the situation, given how that battle was going. We wanted to slow that fight down. We wanted to delay that fight for ults to come online.
What an impact!
Dein Schutzengel ist da. Nano
Okay, we got the stop.
Attackers ready for battle.
They're voicing Jet Black as Bowser. Okay. Okay. Here we are.
Defend objective A.
Dash for movement should be fine. Okay. Sure. You and the ball will appreciate that turret being gone, but not quite. Okay. I mean, breaking the turret was great and all, but you're actually fine on health. I'm not opposed to you hopping up here and doing a little poke. The enemy team knows that you're this way. Oh no, your team's already rotated further than I thought. I thought your team was still rotating here where they could get you. You're right. Go for the health pack.
Enemy turret ahead.
Okay.
風の如く。よし。Enemy turret destroyed. The advantage is
Okay.
mine.
You can't actually win this on them, but the distraction is okay. You can win with pressure on Anna. Like, even a little bit of poke pressure on this Anna makes her very uncomfortable, forces her nade, that sort of thing. Like, that's going to be a little more impactful than the pressure on Soldier here, but okay. And Anna's also going to scope and stand still for you. Okay. Sure. Okay.
よし。Enemy turret destroyed.
You're currently in a game. Really wish I was fully present to talk back to you, but I'm looking forward to the coaching. Yeah, no problem there. No problem.
Someone called the friend. Let's get you that outfit.
My spirit grows strong.
Why do we think we can be this aggressive? So here you are. You won the previous team fight. You're pushing up.
My
I want to
spirit
angle
grows
further right.
strong.
I want to angle further right to create more depth on him for my team because predictably my Sigma is following in here to go like this, and I want to create the deeper angle between me and my Sigma so that this Reinhardt shield is challenged. Better. I don't think we dash into this though. Like, he's not in finish range.
My spirit grows strong.
Yeah. This is the sort of thing where I'm willing to let my bomb boop him around more. I'm willing to let my Sigma pop him from here, pop behind the shield while I threaten from here. I'm willing to climb up here and spam him from above. Like, if I want a different angle, I'm not going, oh, I'm going to dash in here even with the Mercy Pocket. There's a McCree back here. And you saw this Cree earlier. I'm not willing to dash to this Reinhardt who isn't eliminated. I want to go up here for my different angle. I want to peek around here for my different angle. Yeah, like, you're a brawl poke hybrid, excuse me, you're a dive poke hybrid, and you're like full on leaning into your dive aspects rather than taking advantage of what you can do with poke there. Okay.
Nanobot is ready to deploy.
Sure.
Escorting the payload.
Join me. My ultimate
Sure.
is charging. Enemy
Okay. I don't need you here. Your team's caught up.
My
So this is
ultimate
fine.
charging.
But you see your Sigma's threatening from there, and you have a Mercy who's figured out that they want to enable you. You can threaten from here. I'm going to be fine with you threatening from here, but you can also walk through here and threaten from here, get an even bigger angle. Your Mercy's going to get you just the same. She's going to stand right here and damage boost you and still be able to see other people. Now, if she goes to get someone else, then you might think about backing off to give her a way back up, but you can get the bigger angle differential right now if you want it, which I kind of do. Good. That said, we're keeping them out. We're getting free cards. We like it. We've caught up on our blade.
Is it ready to be unleashed?
No, I'm not stopping just because my blade's ready. Like,
My
this is still
blade
making
is
it
ready
hard
to
for
be
this team to play.
unleashed.
I get it. You want to check and understand where your Ana is so you can understand how and if you should blade. But I'm not leaning into blade right here. We're getting cart advancement. This team is pressured. Like, if you look at the status of this team, they just lost their Moira. Their McCree's at half. Their Sigma is down at a third, maybe even a quarter health here. Like, this is what we want. This is how this goes. Great. Fantastic. Look at this lead that we've built. Let's not take our foot off the gas and let them sort of have a moment to stabilize, to recover. Yes, their Moira's gone, so they won't fully stabilize, but let's keep the spam up. It matters.
Get in there, and I'll take it.
No, thank you. We were already going to win this fight.
Double, triple.
My aim is unerring.
Let's get
Yeah, we were already going to win that fight. Like, it wasn't 100% in the bag, so if we looked at this and went, hey, we did this.
get into position.
My blade is ready to be unleashed.
If we keep spamming here rather than letting up, we're still very likely to win this fight. It's their Moira that's gone, so that's their primary source of healing. Like, that's one of those heroes. If you look at them positionally, that's their flex support. That's one of the heroes where their win rate, once their main source of healing is gone, is actually really low. Much lower than if they've lost one of their DPS or their off tank, or their main support. Like, when they lose that flex support, that primary source of healing there, for a brawlier comp like they have, their comp is going to go down. So you wanted to just keep the pressure up and go, yeah, okay, whatever. We've taken out that source of healing. We've chipped the rest of you down. We can see that you guys aren't too healthy. Your Sigma's not doing too well here. Let's just check out how their Brig is on packs. Predictably, she's totally empty on packs. She doesn't have Inspire going. This is a team you keep chipping against and you win. I'm worried the Mercy wouldn't follow me. You have PTSD? Okay. Yeah, he had a great blade earlier. He had a not so great blade earlier, but he did have a great blade earlier. This isn't it, though. This isn't the blade. This is a blade that's already a one fight. And I'd actually be good with mines. If your Hammond wants to use mines into this fight where you guys are up 6v5, totally fine. You guys have Nano Blade in the bank for the next fight. This I don't like as much.
Double, triple.
And if they take one back or things start to go poorly, even slightly, sure, pull out the Nano Blade. But no, this wasn't the play.
Let's get you back in the fight. Let's
Sometimes main tank doesn't always mean that's a mid-X, because you can lose a Reinhardt that's done a lot of damage to the other team and pretty quickly trade those eliminations back. Like, if the main tank has delivered his value, the Rhine shield is broken, he's used his swings, he did those, and he goes down, you can pretty quickly trade that one back. Usually if you lose your flex support, sometimes in dive if you lose your flex support, the other team's flex support is going to be gone an instant behind, and that's fine. But I'd say it's more common in Brawl, main tank, that you lose your main tank, but you still win because you trade it back real quick. Obviously, yes, the team that loses the first person, period, is more likely to lose, but flex support is a big position for that. Much more so than, yeah, DPS or off tank, like we talked about. Ha! Looks like a big blade to you. Temp is just the rank. Okay, Enrique. Cool. Yeah, that makes us a little sad. Should a solo queue DPS be adjusting positioning based on if Mercy is pocketing? Yeah, but the Genji's probably still not going to get much more aggressive than this because they're looking for an assassination attempt. Like, yeah, you have a point that this Genji could be going, hey, went through here. Have a Mercy pocketing you. If you believe this pocket is real, you can walk. You can literally W harder with this, walk in here, and start spamming these guys, because you've got that Mercy pocket, and that's a big deal. This Mercy's been semi-consistent on their pocket. They have been paying a lot of attention to you, but no, they're not full pocketing you. Temporal, why are you so chill in this review? Like you're just relaxed? I don't know. Could be that I've done a lot of Overwatch coaching today already. Who knows? Maybe it's that it's late. Maybe I'm just chill. Maybe I've hit that perfect energy level. She swaps to heals? Why did she swap to heals? No! You got healed for the dash through. Oof. Not that it matters. I mean, the Moira was still at orb. You knew the Moira was still at orb. The dash didn't quite make sense. She wasn't quite weak enough even with the damage boost, but oh well. Yeah. Like, this wasn't actually a good thing to walk into, even with the orb. You could have walked forward before you saw this with the Mercy boost, but now that they're here, you see this, you're on this, that's 2 supports. This Moira has Fade, almost certainly has orb, and we'll get a repair pack. The Brig has Bash. This doesn't make sense. It doesn't. If the Moira was going to be finished by this dash, potentially, but no. The Mercy just doesn't like you. Maybe. Enough to res him, apparently, though. No.
The advantage is mine.
I kind of want to walk right back in there, but I guess he's got punch. I kind of want to walk right back in there anyway. No, the flux is gone. Okay. Okay. Leaves you out of the fight.
Heroes never die.
The payload is approaching.
Game's
its
finally over, and so is the
destination.
review. Oh, little bit. Nice.
Nap time.
Yo.
Okay.
Victory.
So this is a good review. Or excuse me, this is not a good review. This is, I'm reading your game's finally over and so is review. So this is good. You get the game. You finish with 5 minutes left. In terms of things that we look at and go, okay, well, what could you have done better here? We could talk a little bit about, hey, you could potentially take greater advantage of your having the Mercy Pocket here, just because that was at the very end. But no, what I'm really more interested in is I want to sort of adjust a dial that you have here. You're in this situation where after you start to win a fight, you just go in hard. You're just like, I'm just going to go in and I'm going to go get staggers. And staggers are fantastic. But can we adjust the dial back from like 11 to 9 on pushing forward after you get 2 eliminations to go try and get 4 more? Can we adjust the dial back just a little bit on that? And instead, what we want to do is we want to adjust the dial forward on not these dash ins to try and get staggers, but this, we're going to go in, we're going to take our angles, we're going to push ahead for poke. Like, okay, here, we want to fight, we can push ahead for poke. We can go get, as the team is advancing, we can push ahead further, and we could have had poke on this advancing team long before the support showed up. We had plenty of time to literally go through here and push up for a poke if we were mentally tracking when did we get the eliminations to go get the poke. We had similar things here where, oh, hey, we did this, we're doing this, we can push in deeper for the poke. Like, we can push after this one fight, rather than dashing in, putting ourselves behind a half-health Reinhardt when there's a McCree and maybe even a Sigma right here, we can go, okay, let's push in and let's take our poke. Let's take our poke. Like, we can look ahead after one fight to go find more that we can do. And I don't just mean to go get the staggers, I even mean that they have to push back into. There should be more of that they're having to push up through. And we saw more of that even on defense, where you'd win a fight and just sort of chill, just sort of bounce around a little, rather than, okay, let me go up here and poke and make this team push up through my spam again. And then when you did make them push up through your spam, you were stacked on your team when you made them push through your spam. And there's not an amazing reason for that. Like, you have such easy access to this, and it's not a very different angle, but it's a little bit of a different angle. And if you can take a different angle while they have to push through it, and that different angle doesn't then make you burn your dash to get back to your team, that's going to be helpful. That's going to be worth it. And honestly, even if you did chill over here, even if you did chill over here on a different angle and had to use your dash to get back, as long as you dash back early, that still would be an advantage that we're creating. So I would like these opponents to have to push through more spam resistance when playing into your Genji. Push through more poke resistance. And you can see the same thing here. Like, you and Winston are just like, hey, Winston, I see you, buddy. I'm going to wave to you in the wind as you go dive my Ana, and I'm going to go fight this other Genji over here with my Hammond. And it's like, nah, you have a poke phase and he doesn't. I'd like them to have to push through more resistance to get in. Because again, like, yes, you're a better dive hero than a poke hero is Genji, but your poke, while it's not great, isn't nothing. Like, your poke does make takes uncomfortable on the way, delay their staging, do that sort of thing. It does make soldiers drop their heal station. It does make Hanzos run back to go find a health pack. And remember, you go find health packs faster than they do. Yeah, you can risk getting eliminated, but you find it faster than they do. So I really would like us to actually, like, make them push through more resistance, especially after one fights, especially, hey, I can go up and do this. And you sort of did this here, but I didn't see as much of it as I'd like here. I didn't see as much of it as I would have liked from here. I saw this, which was good, but could have been leveled up a little bit. And then I saw this was just like, feeder levels of hard to try and get him, when it should have just been, okay, well, how about I just keep doing this, keep doing this, keep doing this, this sort of thing. So that's like the thing I'd really hone in on here as, hey, that matters. Like, you're built, you have a poke kit, you of course have your shurikens, your 3 range shurikens, 1, 2, 3. Your spread can work too, but it's super long ranges, which is what some of this, like this, is going to be about. Makes more sense to do. So yeah, I'd go there. Obviously, I don't like this blade. I think you would probably take this blade back. Maybe you wouldn't. Maybe you're like, nope, we're up 1, I want to do it. I see a little bit of a, like, you had the judgment to blade here in a down fight and absolutely get back into and win the fight, and that was great. But on the flip side, if you're already winning the fight reasonably well, and you were winning the fight by a person plus some resource advantage on top of that, we don't want to use it. So, like, obviously, it's a win, and it's a pretty snowbally win. You won with more than 5 minutes on the clock, but, like, that poke thing is going to be big in terms of after one fights, go, hey, make them push more into it than you are, make them push more into it from angles than you are. Muscle this from angles more than you are. That's going to help. Muscle this from angles more than you are. That's going to help. Again, your retreat back up here. You went up over here, which stacked you tighter on your team. You'd have been better over here to make it so that when they come up this lane, which they were always going to do, your soldier can shoot them from here while you have the option to shoot them from here. This angles and this poke is going to help you. The peel on their Genji back here was weird. I don't have any, like, big concept around that, but the peel on this Genji was weird, and you'd benefit a little bit more from even going, can I trade back your Ana? And in general, you'd benefit a little bit more from some of these things rather than going, well, I want to fight in close range. I want to go peel this thing that I can't peel. You're good at peeling tanks. You make sense to do that. It can make sense to battle some of these things. But there's some open situations for you where it's just like, hey, let me just drop 3 shurikens into their Ana real quick, put her under pressure. Let me drop 3 shurikens into their Hanzo real quick, make him storm AO, and then step away. Into their soldier, make him heal station, and then step away, and then go deal with this sort of thing that sort of exists. Okay. Would Overwatch be better if Ana was the only support? No. I will not say yes. Charge! Okay. Number 1, leave Nano Pocket and Genji alone. That's more like number 3 on the list, but yeah. Talk about BM. What was BM? You struggling with the power of Blade on ladder? I found it's not a sure fight win, just like a 5v6 isn't a sure fight win, so sometimes I use it just to cut the close out. Healing Genji was a mistake, but I sometimes try to martyr the opposing Nano Blade because he wastes a third of it on your deflect. Okay. Later, Semitic. So, I get it. I totally get the 5v6. You're going to have to sort of monitor the fight status more closely than that becomes the thing that you'd look at there. Like, you're right. A 6v5 is a surprisingly amount of the time it's a one fight, but it's not an absolutely guaranteed fight, especially if the opponents use their ults. But there's more to it than just the numbers. Do the opponents have good positioning? And if we can find this fight again, the answer is going to be no.
وريهم قوتك.
Got you in my.
Am I in the wrong direction at this point? No, almost. I'm at the wrong spot, aren't I? That's their push. We just heard a Sigma barrier of theirs break. We see that we're connecting. We just heard their Moira go down. We still have our Mercy Res in our pocket. Like, the only thing they have remotely going for them is that their Doomfist is taking this angle. That's the only thing they remotely have going for them. No one's forced their way through here. You have much better positioning than they do. Yes, if Doomfist came out here and hit this punch, absolutely. Pull the trigger, hit your Nano Blade, wipe this out. But, like, I look at this and go, this was something that you guys were doing pretty well in, and it wasn't just the elimination that did it. It's not just a 5v6. Like, if we look at the total status of things, oh, look, your Soldier has cooldowns, your Mercy has cooldowns, your Ana has cooldowns, your Sigma has cooldowns. Admittedly, the barrier is weak. Your Ball just used this, but has cooldowns, whereas they're in this situation where, hey, their Reinhardt's pretty okay on health. Their Sigma, their barrier broke earlier, it's back. And the brig is totally empty. And, like, again, you're not going to know all those things, but you're going to look at, have they been costing resources, like using this right here, and do they have good map control? And they don't have good map control, and you guys have reasonably good map control, of which you're a part of, and you're up one. But they do have double tank gold in 2 seconds. I don't know that at the time, but they do. Okay. They do have double tank gold in 2 seconds. That's true. And if they started to use an ult, that changes things completely. But that's okay. Like, if they go, hey, we're using Shatter, and they don't hit your Ana, I mean, okay, well, I guess we're going to win with Nano Blade. Or if they go, we're going to pop our Flux, okay, fine, whatever. Like, you're going to Nano Blade, and now they're in a situation where even if your Nano Blade doesn't get value, and it will, they're not eliminating the targets lifted by Flux while you're Nano Blading them. Like, it's getting value. Like, that's a little bit of a different story if they use that. I'm more okay with this fight. If they drop an ult, if you see a Doomfist ult go off, if you see Rally start whatever, and you go, no, I'm Nano Blading this, that's different than just Nano Blading in a straight 6v5 where you're up on resources and have the better positioning. So yeah, like, what I'd get to here is, obviously, this is a somewhat short game, a little bit of a roll. I would say take this one back. I would also say there's more you can do in terms of taking these angles with what you can do, looking up, pushing up for more poke, looking for this poke to make their pushes harder. You can make them push through more poke resistance. Enemy teams should feel like they're walking through hail to get to your team more than they are, especially after wipes. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Those are really the two things I'd primarily look at here. Like, if I went to a third thing, it would be your dashes. It really should be your dashes before this Nano Blade, actually. This Nano Blade would be the third. The second thing really would be you going for dashes before you have eliminations. Like, you're going in for dashes, and you're just out mechanicking some of them, but sometimes you're not. So you're going in for the dashes like you did against the Moira Brig over there, like you did in a couple other places, like you did against the Reinhardt here, where it's just like, what are you doing? Why are you dashing into this? There's a McCree right behind him here. Like, when you're in an isolated 1v1 and you dash behind the McCree here, no problem. When you're not in an isolated 1v1, your dashes are to finish people off. Like, your dashes, there's a reason. I know it's like the basic Genji advice, but there's a reason that dashes are to finish people off if you're not in an isolated 1v1. And there was this dash, which same thing. It's like, aha, it puts me on the outside of the fight. Well, putting you on the outside of the fight helps a little bit, but, like, you're now stuck here, and it puts you on the outside of a fight in a place that isn't really protected and forced by your team in any way. Like, they weren't enforced in those fights. So there's more to do there. There's more to do in terms of thinking and understanding, wait, is this a reasonable dash to do? Dashing to safety is, of course, fine. Dashing through someone and then sort of being outside of the fight is better than better than dashing into the middle of the fight and not getting an elimination. But you do have to think about, how does the space actually work? How does the space actually work that you've dashed yourself into if it doesn't get the elimination there? Leroy taught you well. So again, you can still push up into the other team, but push up into the other team a little bit more with the poke and a little bit less with the dashes that don't finish them off. A little bit more with the I'm pushing up and taking angles. I'm pushing up and taking angles. Or I'm pushing up and taking angles if you're on the defense. That's what we want. Okay. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If there's any more questions, you can certainly throw them up in chat. If you guys enjoy the content, please do drop a like, consider subscribing, or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what rates look like, see what sort of promos, special events we have going on, all of that good stuff. You're bald. Thank you, Adam. For that spot, I dashed there because there are high ground exits and 200 HP. There are high ground exits. This spot? I mean, this is a 250 HP health pack, I agree, but high ground exits? In a higher ranked game, you would get trashed, correct. Should know time, please? Not tonight. Not tonight, Big Adam. Probably tomorrow. Okay. We'll go ahead and call it there. See you guys in the next one, which won't be tonight, though I may get another upload up. Yeah, tower to bus exit with deflect. Okay. Yeah, again, like if you dashed up to here, it would have been fine, but you dashed to here, and I'm like, I don't really like the exits here. But yes, there are some things that you can sort of climb on to help get out, but no, not really. Okay, that's gonna do it. Thanks, guys.